make a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're just freaked out. Get ready for defeat now, I'm gonna make you bleed out. Listen on repeat now and weed out all the weak now.
Good morning. Let's see who we got on. No one yet. Let me go ahead and hit that share button a couple dozen times. Drop that down. Mute this tab. Where we is? And here. And then that needs to not be played yet. Face space. Hello, Wanda. Good morning, Avis. What's up, Chris? Give me just a second. Getting some shares done. If you guys would go ahead and help me out a wee bit here. Oh, let's get the right size. There we go. Super producer made me this great background, so I need to show it. She is absolutely amazing. When she comes in, everyone go ahead and give her a howdy do and let her know that we appreciate all the hard work she does for us. She is absolutely amazing. Gotta love a super producer. Hi, Sarah. What are you doing, girl? Oh, you're getting on your bed? All right. So I've done my sharing. There's 810 News Media Group. I don't know if that's the Mickey or the Wintus, but thank you very kindly. And we'll have 15 people. You know what? That is absolutely enough. Oh, Sarah, I am having a wonderful day. It is Friday, which means I get to clown. I get to talk shit. I get to finish my coffee real quick. There's my nephew, No Name. Got me 3 Red Bulls here. Oh, it's the Spacely Sprocket. Meat freaks. Coming on over from my neighbor. So, we have had an interesting week, haven't we? I mean, we've had an interesting week. People getting fired on their day off. We got a council that decides we're going to go ahead and do official actions without a quorum. Then we got Richie Rich. You know, Rich has been one of my favorite people to poke fun of for a while now because he makes it so easy. A man who decides to try to get into office, try to run for office, but he has no idea which way he going. And to be easily pulled off his square and get lost in the sauce, he is one of my favorite folks to fuck with. Because, let's face it, everyone likes an easy fight. Personally, I love an easy fight. And Rich just, it's like a toddler going up against, say, we'll say Frazier. We'll say Anderson Silva. The man's mental capabilities is, I'd say room temperature, but that seems a little bit high. But we have to address the bitch behavior coming from Rich Jones. Oh, my mic is a little far away, but let me say that again and louder. We have to address the bitch behavior coming from Rich Jones. You see, this is a man who can only buck up and throw his chest out to an elderly woman or to Wintus, or thinks he's going to sneak up on Mickey. But standing toe-to-toe, chest-to-chest with another man, he backs down. Hell, he's talking shit about Linto. A man from Linto walks out, and yeah, you hear Wintus say in her little live, oh, where do you work? You work for Linto, right? Yeah. And you see Rich's head look at his brand new shoes. I'm just saying, bitch behavior. If you can say all that out loud, if you can say that all up and down social media, why can't you say it to the man himself? Why are you going to sit there and you're just going to try to pick a fight with Wintus or an elderly woman? Or you think you're going to do something when Mickey's back is turned? This is some straight up bitch behavior. I don't care if someone runs and tells him right now. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's in our comments section. That's all fine and dandy. I'm just going to say what it is. Rich Jones is a bitch. Ooh. Gotta love it. But the man is not all here. Nor is he all there. Nor is he all anywhere. This is a gentleman who, well, I'll let the video speak for itself here. Let me go ahead, share screen. Is this the screen? This is the screen. Let's go ahead and share here. Let me make sure it's got audio. Let's go ahead and just listen to.
What's going on, party people in the house? How y'all doing? I ain't gonna be on here long. Just got done doing my little morning thing. But
We're gonna stop that for a second. Party people, and then that snort. You guys heard that snort. That. Yeah. Let me see. Not Chrome tabs. We're gonna go into window here. Oop. It's up on DuckDuckGo. What's that, Rich? You care to explain to me what this seemingly powdery, chunky white substance is? It seems like you got it slightly lined up here and back here. Talking about party people. Okay. Well, you all heard it. I'm just the messenger. Let us continue. Which one is it? Here we are.
yesterday I was talking to some people that voting early, and they didn't know that they had to sign outside of their envelope, and it's very easy not to do. So all of you people, especially the first time absentee voters, and everybody that knows somebody that's voting absentee, please tell them to sign the outside of their envelope. Please sign everywhere you're supposed to sign on the ballot. Take your time. It is a nonpartisan section after you push D. If you're in the third ward, make sure you vote for Rich Jones.
That part right there. Let's take a look. 3 days ago, did no one bother telling this basehead that the judge threw that out? That there is no longer an election in the third ward on November 5th? Did no one bother telling this stupid motherfucker that? And let's not forget, he said press D. So this man right here is telling you, don't research your candidates. Don't look into what they stand for or anything like that. No. Just vote one party. This stupid motherfucker. This is a man who wants to run part of the city of Flint. But, one last little thing with him, at least share-wise. Man, do you see this right here? Well, let's just go ahead and enter full screen. Look at that. The man's got a tarantula climbing out his nose. Whoo-wee. Man, share screen. Let me see which one of these. Kind of looks familiar, don't it, Rich? He might be onto a fashion trend, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know. And considering what we just saw a moment ago with that white powdery substance on that table, maybe that's just him having a flavor saver for later. You just rub your nose a little bit and woo, got a little bit more. It helps them save money. That's all it is. Just saying. But how can we trust this man at all now seeing that pile of uh, white powdery substance on the table? We took a look at this dude show up Wednesday, brand new clothes. Brand new. This is a man who can't afford a car, couldn't afford his home on Dewey. They got taken by the city. Where'd he get them clothes? Richie Rich. Who's buying you new stuff? I ain't never seen that sweater on you before. I ain't never seen them slacks or them Kmart shoes. And your hat still had a fucking price tag on it, little buddy. Who's the sugar mama or sugar daddy? I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You do you, buddy. Whatever you can do to get through. That's just all I'm saying. Hey, guys. Like I said a couple minutes ago, about 11 minutes ago, there's super producer. Everyone give her some love for all the work that she's been doing on our backgrounds, on all the overlays that she does. Everyone give her some love. She is absolutely fantastic. We are honored and definitely lucky to have her helping us out and doing things for us. And she's absolutely amazing. So everyone give her a bit of love. But so what do we got so far? Getting back on the topic, we got a man that can only buck up to women, specifically older women. We're going to take a look at him trying to come at Miss Gladys like that. How are you going to come at a woman with a messed up shoulder who's, I don't want to say she's old. I'm not going to say that because we all know that women only age to the age of 22. They get no older, but she's been 22 for a minute. I'm going to try to get on Miss Gladys. And then he's going to try to get on Wentus. He's going to try to buck up to her. And the disrespect, I've been out of popular culture for a while. I tend to do me when I'm not sitting here watching 810 or, Flint City Council. I'm honestly just, reading, such as the books behind me, or I'm watching anime, or I'm playing video games. But as a white dude on the outside, I thought that was a no-go area, calling a woman a hoe. Oh, but he has no problem saying that to Wentus's face. Honestly, I don't think any of us could blame her if she were to take that purse of hers, because I know she keeps a brick or 3 in it, and slap him across the face with that. But we do not condone violence here at 810 News Media Group, so we all must look at Wentus Hall and say, Wentus, that is absolutely amazing that you kept your cool, that you didn't lash out at this stupid man, at this man who can only come at women. So, Wentus, thank you very much. You are a pillar of the community and definitely of the nonviolence movement. Let's just give this man his due, because we call out right when we see right. We call out wrong when we see wrong. But Rich Jones is all sorts of wrong. That man is fucked up from the floor up. He said 810 hoes. Now, I will remind you guys my personal philosophy. Hoes get paid. We're sitting here on a nonprofit platform, non-monetized. But this man's showing up with brand new clothes. Who's the hoe now? Ooh, Mark. Don't forget Rich Jones' original sin of jumping in front of Ms. Bev to run for that 3rd ward seat. Shows a lack of character from the start. Damn. And let's... Rich Jones is getting up there in age. He's an older man. Late 40s, early 50s, something like that. Honestly, I can't tell with heavy drug users. They tend to age a lot faster than the rest of us. But imagine doing absolutely nothing with your life, and now you are closer to death than you are to birth. and you are scrambling so fucking hard this late in life to try to make a name for yourself that you would, instead of letting who is right and proper, who is actually going to represent the third ward, you would try to jump out there just to get your name on a piece of paper, just to get a little recognition. Rich, rich, rich. It's a sad, sad day. It is a sad, sad day when old man who has done nothing with life has to try and undercut little lady just to get recognition. It's a sad, sad day. Just telling it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is the play from the beginning, Miss Angela. Rich is so dense that Neely could buy him with clothes that he has to return. Why keep the tags on the clothes? He's going to wear them and take them back. Right. I think the only thing he's going to be asking Neely when he gives him them clothes, yeah, wear these to meeting. Look good, look good. Can I get the receipt with that? Hey, now he can double dip. He can look good for a night, get the money back, and go buy some more suspect powdery substance. That's all it is. Just saying. But last night I woke up late. Had to take the puppy to the vet and get her shots. Which reminds me, where is she? Lyra! Here, girl. Come on. I hear you. Come here. Oh. Guys, meet Lyra. This is my new baby. Oh. Her big sister. Hey, look at the camera. There you go. Her big sister had a problem and wouldn't let me sleep, so I had to get a puppy. She had to go to the vet yesterday. So I ended up catching that press conference a little bit late. So we're going to run through this piece by piece, and then I got a couple pieces to show. Don't worry, I don't put up 1,000+ slides per show, but we got a couple things to show here. Let me go ahead and exit out of the dumbness. Exit out of that. And we'll keep this queued up for in a minute. So, Liddell Lewis going through piecemeal here. The press conference at Flint City Council. She was saying that the 4 that didn't show up, the ones that are boycotting, like we've all said they should. And I fully and wholeheartedly agree that they don't place items onto the agenda. They don't try to move the city forward. But let us remind the audience here and those new here and those who may not have been paying attention what Dennis said the day after the insurrection, the afternoon bump, if you will, that any agenda item must be submitted ahead of time in writing. And we all know the new rule that they have. To get something on the agenda, the president or the vice president has to approve it. That is why you can't really put onto the floor, remove Liddell Lewis as Flint City Council president. Because it has to go onto the agenda ahead of time in writing, and she will just throw that out. That's not democracy. That's tyranny. Okay. Now, I have to get on Judy here because Judy was on some bullshit. She said failing to appoint a new third ward councilman. Let me get this off my screen. It's driving me nuts. It's right over my eye. There we go. Failing to appoint a new third ward city councilman is depriving the third ward of their voice. No. Going along with Davina's bullshit and all the other bullshit saying that you can't recall a dead man and postponing that election until May is depriving the third ward of a voice. That's just what it is. Because when you have an appointee up there, I don't care who it is, they're not beholden to the people. And this close to election season, well, at least city council election in 2026, this would count, and this would start the clock ticking for the 1 year. At that 1 year mark, 1 year in, at the beginning of what is it? Beginning of a term, and 1 year out from the end of a term, someone is unrecallable. This would start the clock ticking on a new recall. So you wouldn't be able to get that person out. You're stuck with them for 2 years. So imagine you get a Rich Jones up there who is happening to collect a little bit of clothes or some suspect white powdery substance. And you can't get them out for a year. They're bought. And they don't have to fucking worry about what the people say. And we're just going to put this out here. It is sad that Quincy died. Mind you, I didn't like the guy. I'm going to keep that same energy. I'm not going to sit here and grieve. Oh, it's so sad and so terrible. Well, any loss of human life is sad. But if Quincy was still here and one of the others that was in that recall race happened to have passed, would they have still called off the recall election? No. What difference does it make from one to the other? Let the people have a say. Let me see. Direct quote, the third ward does have the right to have their voices heard. Having their voices heard in a representative democracy is through voting, not through appointing. Because while all of you may say, oh, we're going to take the considerations of the third ward into account when we appoint. But we all remember what Quincy Murphy said when he was helping to appoint a new first ward. I'm not going to appoint no one that is controversial. In other words, I'm not going to appoint anyone that disagrees with me. He laid the game out bare. You guys, I don't know how you could sit next to the man and let him tell all the truth on you without you hushing him. Hell, he sat right in between you two. And he was telling all the truths in the world on y'all. My bad. So, we've also got 4 council members were threatened in public. Liddell is saying that she was threatened, that she kept coming and she had a police escort because her life was threatened. But when we remember, Michigan State Police did the investigation, they found no evidence of her being threatened. Zip, zero, zilch, nada. And she's still up there with, my life was threatened. How can you lie so blatantly when evidence has been presented to the contrary? Ooh, Mark coming up with a great point here. Has anyone asked Davina why the earliest time she can schedule a primary is 8 months after Quincy's death? It seems contrived. The election can be earlier. Yes, you can schedule a special election at any damn time, but they like to stick with the thought process of only in May, when primary time is, or August, one of the two, and main election day in November. That's just their preference, though. That is the time that they want to do it. Just like it took them forever and a day when Candace was up for election. And I got lied to my face when I asked, well, why do you guys keep breaking quorum when it comes time to vote to put Candace on the ballot? Oh, I forgot. It was getting late. You did it 3 times in a row. I don't know how you can forget 3 fucking times in a row. You lied. And it got put up on May. I can't trust it. Them wanting to do it May next year. They could do it in, if they have to have some sort of minimum time frame, January, February, March even. Or they could have just let this recall election go through. The man was still recalled. It means that the people of the third ward were not happy with his leadership. But let me see. They kept on talking about rules. Hell, last meeting, well, half meeting that never was, whatever the fuck it was, Wednesday. Liddell's ears suddenly came back and she was following council rules. Wentz is sitting there speaking quietly to the camera. I know she's speaking quietly to the camera because I had to cut my ear and listen in hard to even hear what she was saying, but Liddell's fucking hearing picked that up real quick. Wentz Hall, you've got a warning. Okay. And she says, well, she's not deputized to do anything, but she constantly calls on the cops. Officers, remove this person right here. Arrest this man right here. You couldn't do that when the Quincy's were running around Liddell. You see, I was looking forward to this press conference because I knew you were going to be lying out your teeth. Though I will say you looked quite lovely, and you matched your necklace with your earrings and your shirt. You matched your lipstick and your hair. Would have looked wonderful on anyone that doesn't look like a Detroit Lions linebacker. But, I got to give you props. You matched your colors. It was quite pretty. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Nice to see you. Mama Aquil's in the chat. Love you very dearly. She's been around forever, guys. She's been watching us when we could only pick up 5 people live. Everyone give a thank you to Mama Aquil for sticking around. If it's truly about the people, let the people elect who they want and not who the admin selects. See, that's all we're saying. Give the third ward a timely and speedy election. That's all we've been saying. Instead, all this controversy over we have to elect, or we have to appoint someone, we have to select someone. Well, then you're back into the problem of you have a selectee, not an electee. Selected over elected. It seems to be what they want. It almost feels, and if I'm to harken back to long before I was born, the 13 colonies of the United States, back before they were the United States, they're the British colonies, the folks wouldn't get a say into who their governor was. It was an appointed governor from, King of England. Tea sipping bastards. I wonder if these two drink tea. Oh, chip cheerio. No need to let the peasants vote. We will appoint someone for them. Chip cheerio. Yes, indeed. So, let's go into that safety plan for a minute. Just a minute. What kind of safety plan can they do, guys? They can't put up a metal detector. There's kind of a judge's order that I may or may not be involved in that says they cannot. They can't make Flint City Council or Flint City Hall a gun-free zone. There may or may not be a judge's order that prohibits them from doing that I may or may not be involved in. So what are you going to do? Call in more cops? We've done the math on this show before, on Morning Bump before, Wentz Hall show before, and under this show's old name about 2 years ago. We only have X amount of cops. If you were to take every cop that works for the city of Flint, and we're not talking, every one of them be a beat cop, no one working desk jockey, no one working administrative positions. And if we were to take out days off and time off, so they're working 24/7, 365 straight, there were something like 80-something cops. Okay. Now you divide up the overall population of Flint, which is like 86,000, according to the last census, maybe 70-something thousand because it keeps on dropping. Hi, I'm one of the ones that dropped. You end up with each cop representing about between 2,000 and 4,000 people. So if you load up Flint City Council chambers with cops, like they did Wednesday, you have people without coverage. And we already know that Flint is terrible with police response times. I do believe I heard word of 9 cops in Flint City Council chambers. So if we just take the bare lowest number there of 2,000 people per cop, that was 18,000 people without police coverage. So I don't like that safety plan, because the safety of a couple council people, some admin junkies, and the folks that show up to watch takes precedence over people getting their house or car broken into, all the gun violence in the streets. Nah, that's not a safety plan. That is a safety for me plan. So the only thing that really works here would be to take the people who had threatened Dennis, Mr. Jarrett, Tanya, and Jerry off the streets, arrest them. Not to mention they also threatened Miss Bev Biggs publicly and on video. Not to mention they also threatened Ms. Gladys with the words, "Shut the fuck up, bitch, or I'll kick your ass." Direct quote, by the way, or at least a paraphrased quote, something like that. That was open. That was caught on video. So the only safety plan that makes any sort of sense for it to come back to council is to arrest those ladies. And I do believe one of them said her stud's cousin was there, which, talking with a couple friends of mine in Discord, being my nephew and a couple friends, they say that means her boyfriend's cousin. So there were a couple men there. So all of them must be arrested, period, end of day. And they keep talking about the gun. Oh, well, Ms. Bev's daughter pulled a gun. You're neglecting that she was surrounded, being encroached upon, to the point where she was having to lean over a table with people flashing fist at her, acting like they're going to hit her. You want to talk about a gun and brandishing a gun. She felt threatened. And the fact that you are neglecting to mention that shows where your fucking head is at. Strange to me. And they want to talk about, because this meeting didn't happen, there is so much business left on the table. They're talking about the Northside Payment Center. Yet Dennis's question from 2-3 weeks ago is still yet to be answered. Is the Northside Payment Center bringing in more money to the city of Flint than if not? Are these people who are using the Northside Payment Center the same people who would drive down to City Hall anyway to pay their bill? Now it's just a little closer. Are these the folks that were already going to pay their bill? Not to mention, you can call and pay. You've got online pay. You can mail a check. Now, I know many of us don't use checkbooks anymore. Fuck, I don't have one. I might somewhere hidden in a drawer that I don't use. Anyway, but that's still an option. And several people do that. Some people even go out and get money orders for it to send it in. Weird. Oh, Mark, I pray that they put in metal detectors. I fucking pray. Because then they go against court order. They're held in contempt of court. And I swear I'm going to push, personally, my lawyer, Mr. Dean Greenblatt, to get contempt of court and throw some people in jail for a couple hours. Maybe a couple days. Hell, maybe we can get it done on a Friday and they can't be released until Monday. That'd be fucking terrific by me. Go ahead and spend the weekend in there. Next thing. We've got Liddell inferred that missing council meetings is against the law. Well, how many meetings have you missed, Liddell? And why wasn't this a problem when Eva Worthing herself would miss months on end? If it happens to be against the law, what's the statute of limitations on it? Are you going to go pick up Eva Worthing? Just a question. Just a question. Maybe if you want to act like that, maybe then you have to go back. I mean, law's equal for everyone, right? I'm pretty sure that's what the 14th Amendment's talking about, equal coverage, protections, and punishments for everyone under the law. And I'm pretty sure the Michigan Constitution has the same. Do you really want to go down this road? Because we can talk about all the times you've missed. We can talk about all the times that Quincy had missed. I mean, you can't dig up a corpse and, take them to court. But, how about the few meetings that Leon missed? How about all the times that, Lipstick Warrior missed? Do you want to go down this road? You forget that everything is recorded, whether 810 is there or not. I can go back video by video and give you dates and times that you missed. How about the time that you ran out on the Mitchell boys? Grabbed your stuff and all we saw was the back of your fucking extra wide Reeboks. Was that dereliction in duty? And by the way, it is dereliction, not derelict. I don't know how the fuck you have a PhD, but you can't speak. I mean, your entire PhD was written based. How you fucking that up? What? Because you're on social media, you don't have to follow the rules of the language? That's just me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a mood today. I might be 1.5 Red Bulls down and have a small mini fridge back there with a whole case of them. I might be a little bit hyper. I might be a little bit pissed off. Which, by the way, guys, if you have not signed the petition, let's go ahead and drop that in chat. Change.org/Lewis out now. Let me go ahead and pop that into chat for y'all. Not start a petition. My petitions. This one here. Share on social media. Nope. Where is my... there's my custom link. Copy. Let's go ahead and just post this. Because it was explained that this entire thing was planned. That entire insurrection was planned. Because any other day, hell, they had Arthur Woodson arrested for a fucking tripod. But you can't have police come and arrest between 9 and 15 individuals who are running around causing a riot, trying to fight people, actually fight. And the incident that she mentioned that they called a riot was not a riot. Mays was being arrested. I remember that night well. I was there. I actually stood behind Mr. Michael Clack. It was not anyone rushing for violence. It was people walking toward Eric Mays with the police escorting him so he could be escorted out by followers and friends and friendly faces rather than just a couple fucking badges. That is what she fails to realize because she has no followers. She has no supporters. She has no friends. That's just me. So here's the next fun thing. We're going to hit present, share screen. Press conference. Haha. Let's take a good, sharp listening ear here. You know what? Let's theater mode, full screen. I like full screen.
Had a woman get strong-armed in the back. We had people get threatened. I called Moose. Arthur Woodson told me he was going to beat my ass.
I've never heard that. And I listen pretty sharply to these meetings.
Councilman Pfeiffer lunged at me like he was going to hit me.
Stop. Hit the brakes. Whoa, hold up. Hold the fuck up just a second now. Real quick, we got to thank 810 News Media Group, being Mickey, Wintus, the ones that were there for this. And I'm going to have to go to banner. Nope. Brand real quick and remove that so we can see this properly. Let's take a watch, my friends. Listen to that bass. You want to talk about me? Gets up and starts walking. Keep walking.
You better than that. Don't let her get to you. You better than that.
She walked up on
Now, did that look like Dennis was lunging at her? Seriously, come on, guys. Let's hear it in the chat. Did that look like Dennis was lunging at her, or did that look like she was getting up and approaching Dennis in a hostile manner that a cop, Mr. Varelli, Mighty Midget, had to stand in between her and restrain her from going after Dennis? And she always says, I'm glad you bring up that it's all on tape. Hi, I have access to a computer and I can watch it myself. I don't need to be reminded, and I don't need to hear your interpretations of things, Liddell. It's right there. All these 51 people watching live, as well as the people who will watch after the fact, will see that you were the aggressive party in that you got up and started chasing after Dennis. Weird. Right here, Tasha Lynn. Baby D was the aggressor. Let's read RJ. By the way, RJ, I've been meaning to tell you, I love your fucking profile pic. She's talking about the time her goofy ass was staring at him and he jumped at her from his chair. Dennis is not stupid enough to flex at her, especially with the cops being there. Now, almost like she either misrepresents, lies, or she gets so caught up in her own lies that she fucking believes it. I wonder what life is like in Liddell's world, because she lives separate from the rest of us. She is in her own fucking reality. Maybe her and Richie Rich, Mr. Jones, Mr. Richard Dick are sharing the same suspicious white powdery substance. Did they ever pass that resolution where city council members have to take a drug test? I would love to see her results, other than the 15 times the female normal amount of testosterone in her body. I would like to see what else is in there, because that is some heavy aggression. That might just be testosterone. Who knows? Maybe her doctor's prescribing it to her. Not my fucking business. But could there be some illicit materials in there as well, causing her to act like that? Maybe she's just drinking. That could just be me. I don't know. But the fact that she was number one in Eva Worthing's chair. Oh, wait, I don't need to listen to anything anymore. Let's get these off my head. The fact that she is in Eva Worthing's chair to aggravate, to provoke Dennis. Dennis didn't take it. So when she started talking shit and he got up and walked away and he had a few parting words for her, the fact that she tried jumping up and coming after him. And if you notice, here, let me get back to it. I might have rewinded a little bit far. This might just be a good place. We don't need to hear this part, so I don't need my ears on. Keep watching. Watch this little lady right here. I can only tell it's her because the top of her head barely pokes across these dividers. Every once in a while, you see lipstick. Look at her. Looks like that's a big smile there. Look at her eyes. Big smile. Oh, yeah. Keep going, Liddell. Keep going. Up and gone. Continues to argue. Look at that smile. Oh, isn't it so adorable? It's almost like they planned this and she's happy about it. The video don't lie. And I'm showing you here, I'm not lying. Where's a good one? There it is. I'm showing you video evidence that Liddell was an aggressor. She aggressed Dennis. She lied about it yesterday at a press conference. And she is being constantly built up by her little vice president, mini-me. I don't know what the fuck you call Candace. Her little minion. But later, I do believe later that meeting, she came down off of there. Let me just fast forward a couple ticks. And I'll see if it's there. If not, I will leave it be. Because she also tried going chest to chest with Dennis and Arthur Woodson. Strange. But that's okay. I think that was about when the video cut out. The rest of the meeting got boring. Yep. Meat freaks, I'll tell you this. So I used to hit city council FOIAs. And then they increased their pricing to 150% normal. And then you were having to pay for the time done. So they changed it to where, okay, here's the work. Here's the FOIA price. There you go. Now it was 1.5 times the FOIA. And then you're paying for hours of work. The last one I did after those changes ended up costing me about $300 fucking dollars. They don't like being FOIA'd, buddy. So they changed all the rules around it. And now if you want to FOIA them, you have to have a fucking pocketbook. Mama Aquil. See, this is why I love having Mama Aquil around. She reminds us of all the really important things. She was out of order because she was not in her assigned seat. And there are council rules regarding that very issue. You can only vote from your assigned seat, right? So that entire meeting, her vote didn't really count. They're not actually going to do that. They're not going to go back and strike that from the record. Ooh. Bethany Hazard. Michigan Act 238, Section 750.111 states it is illegal for a public servant to take bribes. Took 2 bribes and considered a felony in this state. Why is nothing done? Good question. I mean, there are a few things here, though. You see, if Liddell wants to start doing some craziness, they're desperate right now to get Tanya, Jerry, Dennis, and Mr. Jarrett back. Why? Because without one of them to appoint, then I've heard rumors abound. One of the rumors is mayor gets to pick. They want that. But they're so desperate to get them back. So that's not it. We'll put an X next to that. Number 2, governor gets to pick. Why do you think they wouldn't want the governor looking at Flint unless there was some illegal and illicit activities happening? Or number 3, someone had said they all go to jail until they can get their shit unfucked, which I'm kind of for. Tanya, Jerry, Dennis, and Mr. Jarrett, y'all ain't taking bribes on the sides. Whatever happens, it would be a short stay. It won't stick on your record. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. But with certain city council members taking, say, handouts, donations from a certain development company, maybe they don't want that investigated, because everything gets looked into in these cases if they were all to be handcuffed and taken out. That could be why they're so desperate for this. Imagine, just for a moment, that receiving the gifts or these public servant to take bribe, just that came to light, and during an investigation, now it's a public investigation, they can't bury it. So, Liddell, Candace, Judy, and Leon, you've got a choice. You got a choice. If this happens to be the case, which, don't get me wrong, I kind of hope it is, you can either arrest the aggressive parties from the insurrection that were threatening harm on Tanya Burns, Jerry Winfrey Carter, Dennis Pfeiffer, and Ms. Biggs. You can push for that, have them held accountable for violent actions and threats against life and body. Or you can deal with the consequences of your prior actions. I'm pretty sure that walking up and into a home, whether you own it or not, while it is occupied by someone else with a firearm, Mr. Alamin, is considered breaking entry. Plus, there's a child in there, so that's child endangerment. I'm pretty sure, Liddell, that anyone aside from Attorney Kim would tell you that you receiving donations prior to a positive vote to a land development company would be considered a bribe. Pretty sure. I mean, I didn't go to no law school. Or, like I said, that is my hope. Now, Mark here is coming up with the only reasonable thing. And I'm proud to have Mark on here and watching, because Mark is a very smart man. We don't always agree, but we always at least can spar with points, with intellectual points and being reasonable with each other. The only actual reasonable solution to this problem is let the third ward vote. Davina, schedule an election. Hell, what you guys could do, hear me out, is if this ain't popping up now, if you're not getting someone appointed now, well, those ballots are already printed and they already have everything on there. You could just go ahead and use the results from this coming election. Ballots already printed. Or the city council can, in this case, take those election results into account and appoint based off of that. That would make some sense to me. In that case, the residents did have their say. Oh, I see Ms. Biggs received 60% of the vote. 60% of the ward is behind her, at least the voters of the ward, the people who went out and voted. In that case, I'm going to appoint Ms. Biggs. You could do that with any candidate. I mean, there's really no danger of Rich Jones receiving anything above 3%. Hell, the man forgets to vote for himself in most of the elections he's in, so we don't have to worry about that. That would make sense to me. How about y'all? Let me get your thoughts. And before I forget, one of the friends of the channel, Vehicle City Social, is having an event tomorrow. If you guys live in Flint, go ahead and slide on down over there, show your support, and definitely thank them for supporting us. If that happens to be your thing, go ahead and give them your business. And if it doesn't happen to be your thing, then go ahead and wander around and have some fun conversations with some people who are a little elevated. Just makes sense since it's the same 4 people. Let the residents vote in November and appoint that person. See, I like this. This is a common sense, easy compromise. I'm with that. Because even if that election don't count, even if those votes don't count, the people are still having their say. And then, based off of those votes, which I hope the Genesee County Clerk is watching, Sir Mr. Dominique Clemens, release those results when they come out, even though they, quote, mean nothing. That way, everyone can see we want a free and fair election here. But then we can see if Ward 1, 2, 4 are actually going to follow the will of the people or follow the will of the mayor. And then we can see who actually supports the will of the people. Well, I see this candidate got more votes, but I want this candidate instead. Let's see who actually cares about the will of the people and their voice. Don't forget, guys, election night. We're still arguing over what time we're going to start. I was saying about an hour before polls close, but Winta says I can be on by myself if that's the case because she said, fuck that. And I will be here all night until all the votes are counted. But we will have Wintus and Mickey and other commentators popping on throughout the night. It is a big event to me. I'm probably going to overload my CPU with so many tabs open. I'm going to have tabs from ABC, tabs from NBC, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and then a couple third parties out there. Ooh. Tasha Lynn. Rich is not going to be appointed or elected to that seat. He does not possess the skill set to be on council. You mean the ability to think and speak? Or the ability to, man up and present himself as such rather than going after women? Because I can just imagine him on that seat and he receives any sort of negative critique from a woman. He's going to get up out that seat and try to intimidate her. Yeah, no, I don't want no one like that. God. Oh. Question before I leave. What type of weapon did Leon have going to that home? What is commonly referred to as a Draco. It is it's considered a pistol because ATF is fucking retarded. I didn't say that. So it is a short-barreled AK without a stock. I believe it fires the 5.45 caliber cartridge. It is a newer variant of the AK, typically of the 74 onward. A lot of people like them. I don't know why. The damn thing, it's inaccurate as fuck. The barrel wobbles. Loose tolerances mean that it's 90% of the time just going to do whatever the hell it wants. But it is intimidating, which I guess was the point. But that also goes into the area of brandishing a firearm. Second question. What is the proper tactical arm when your opposition is a single mother with small children? The proper tactical option and arm when it is a single mother is not. It is a sheriff's officer and an eviction notice. There should never be a firearm involved in that. Like, you see, I've got several. I happen to enjoy firearms. It is a very fun hobby for me. But at no point should you be pulling that out against a single mother and her children to get them off a property. There is a time and place for that, and it is only when you are threatened. I don't know how threatening a single mother is, especially when she's not home and a child is. That's just me. That's just me. Maybe I'm cut from a different cloth. I don't know. I've ventilated more human bodies than most people, And I don't think that women and children are appropriate targets for anything. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for me tonight. It's Friday. We've had a lot of shakeups on the platform. I don't know what's going on tonight. I know what's not on tomorrow. But you might see me coming up with another show, less politics, more relationships, just because I happen to love talking about relationships. I'm hoping to have Free Daddy with me. Maybe we can start tomorrow evening after she gets off work. If not, then we might do pre-records. But for sure, we've got Angie Maxsheet this morning confirmed that she will be here this Sunday. We've got Free Daddy, and we've got Wintis Hall with Poll Talk coming up Sunday evening at 9 o'clock, or whenever they decide to turn on the camera, because they're always late. I blame Wintis. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It has been so fun. I enjoyed this time of week. If you guys can go ahead and give it a like, comment, subscribe. If you've already subscribed, like and a comment. And if you happen to have a few extra bucks, rattling around your cup holder, then where is it? Nope. That's Morning Bump. Well, here we are. On the screen, if you have a few extra cents rattling around your cup holder, $810 News Media Group on Cash App. It would be much appreciated. We're still trying to get some things done. We're building up for bigger and better things. We are getting ready to end this year and start the next year. And we're looking to make a splash. So, everyone, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will catch you in the next one.